So, a really interesting phenomena in being human is noticing difficult feelings that are rising up. And as Byron Katie and other thought teachers and therapeutic healers will say, having these difficult feelings is actually not so bad. They're signals. They're awesome for pointing to something that wants to be investigated. So, good if you feel some stress. Fantastic. You're not broken. You're a human being with a thought detector, feelings detector, and there's nothing like doing the work for investigating closely with something that's quite repetitive or seems to come up over and over again. So, what is the work? We're aware that it's self-inquiry, which has been done for centuries, and many people, through the ages, and philosophies and religions, and anyone who's like a peace teacher sort of invites often self-inquiry to anybody who wants to use their own mind and their own self to find their own answers. The work of Byron Katie, as we know, are 4 questions followed by turnarounds. And sometimes when you really know that you've got something that's been repetitively bothering you, you're aware, yes, I want to sit down and investigate. It may take a little time, like a minimum of 20 minutes. You might want to go sit for a while, like a practice, like meditation, relaxation. It's like it takes a moment. Like something in nature takes a little bit of time. But sometimes, I myself even have said this, but people will say, like somebody did the other day, I don't have time, I don't want to slow down, I don't want to answer questions. I remember somebody said, I don't want to walk around with a worksheet in my pocket, this is my only way out. Well, true. No one needs to have a blank worksheet and a pen always at the ready, like that's the only way to find peace. No. It's just like an invitation to move in a different way with your thinking and feeling. So if you're the kind of person that has the thoughts, I don't have time to journal every time I get upset, I get it. But so this is a way, I think, that with practice, it's like learning how to walk or ride a bike or any of the things. You just get better and better and better at it. These are like physical activities, behaviors that you practice and get really good at. I think that can happen with the work. So I've just seen it happen over and over again for people. The point isn't to do it perfectly. The point isn't to be one and done and now you no longer ever have to do the work again. It's the invitation is to like drop it into your life experience so that it becomes sort of more automatic. At least that's what's happened for me and others who practice doing the work for a while. Like you're in the car while you're making your coffee in the morning, when your kid's getting the shoes on. It's just a moment. It's almost like just a flash of a moment, literally. So you don't have to get your conditions perfect for inquiry. I remember once there was a wonderful participant in the year of inquiry, and he would sign up over and over and over again. He did it for about 5 years. And at one point, he let everybody know on a group call that when he would find that he doesn't have enough time, or he was very busy with online work in the world online, and he would have meetings spontaneously with work, and he would have to cancel sometimes his partner sessions, which were set up for an hour. The partner sessions were sessions to trade doing the work of Byron Katie with another person in the year of inquiry. And he revealed that, like, wow, if somebody needs to cancel or you need to shorten an hour or you're feeling like, I kind of don't want to do it today, I'm not in the mood, great, just do it for 10 minutes. And I thought that was so refreshing and beautiful. Just like connect on Zoom or connect on the phone for 10 minutes only. We didn't have Zoom back then when he was starting. I remember that. It was phone. Everything was phone. Remember instant teleseminar? That's what we were using. So here is a quick way, like, to do the work. Not that we're trying to find speed with everything. I mean, you could question that. We need to go fast in this world on everything, including questioning your thoughts. No, it's kind of ridiculous. But this is to sort of it's questioning the thought. I have to be slow in order to do the work. That's not true either. So, what are you believing right now that feels painful? Just think of something right now as you're listening to me. My boss is a jerk. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't have eaten that. You just name it or say it out loud. She doesn't like me. Is it true? Just yes or no. Don't overthink it. It's your first answer. Can you absolutely know it's true if you said yes? Can you really be 100% certain? Just be honest. Be honest. In the great big scheme of things, if it wasn't even you as an individual answering the question, is it absolutely true? What I mean by that is, I don't know, if you had a whole council of humans, if you had humanity answering this question, can you absolutely know it's true? Just be honest. So it might be a yes and another yes. How do you react when you believe it? Take 1 minute. Physically, tense, shut down. Emotionally, I feel ashamed. I feel anger. I feel fear. Behaviorally, what do you do? Yeah, I withdraw. I don't speak my mind. I give little side comments. You don't have to write it down even. You don't have to write a novel. You're just noticing. Who would I be without this thought? Who would I be without the thought? Close your eyes and imagine you don't believe this. You're in the same situation with the same person and there's no thought. What's that like? Now find one turnaround. Just flip it. Opposite. My boss is a jerk becomes he is not a jerk. He is kind. And just find a few examples of that. Just notice. Could that be just as true? Put yourself in the role. My boss is a jerk. I'm a jerk, especially when it comes to my boss. And you're not using it to slap yourself. You're just using it for insight. Notice, do you have some of the same qualities? Do you behave in the same way? Are you, whatever you think a jerk is, even inside your own head when it comes to your boss? Like, my thinking is jerk-like. So you just need to find kind of an example or the feeling sense of that being just as true or truer. It sort of is like in this whole world where everything's chopped up into parts and kind of looks dual, that it's always, there's always seeing from the other side. Always. And it's amazing to see from the opposite side. Done. 5 minutes. Maybe less. I just find that when you get the opportunity to sit down and do the longer sort of contemplations and investigations, they almost become fun with other people especially, so that you go into these weird, unusual, fascinating places, watching your own mind and how it's holding what it's believing about being alive and having this happen in the situation, this stressful thing happen. It's watching the body and the mind and the feelings respond to life. And noticing we're not trying to undo or fix or push away or change in a way. We're not trying to do any of that. strangely, we're just noticing how if when we get really fixated and grabbed onto something, it doesn't work so well. And we stay in the anger. We stay, seething and upset. So we just need a willingness to notice that everything that runs through the mind is not necessarily the truth. I mean, that's real, right? Everything that runs through your mind is not the end-all, be-all, absolute truth, according to, the greatest height of the universe. So we don't have to wait for perfect conditions. We don't have to think that we need an hour and a meditation cushion and total silence in order to do the work. We just need 5 minutes. I used to have a notebook and I would just write HDIR, question mark, how do I react? And I would just sit and mostly feel it and didn't even write that much at some point. Who would I be? WWWB, question mark. Who would I be? Who would I be without the thought? What an amazing question. What's incredible is to find that that is all it takes to shift from suffering to freedom. And that's what we're talking about here, being interested in freedom. So this week, if you like, you could set a little timer. Just watch the clock, do something where you schedule for only 5 minutes and just pick one recurring thought and question it using the steps. So if you need a little help, starter kit, you can put that down below. Yes, send me the starter kit and I'll send you the link for that. And that might, it's short and sweet, so hopefully that can really help. I'd love to have you share, what's your biggest barrier to actually doing inquiry? And just share too what I've really found. I've witnessed it in other people. I've witnessed it happen within myself. That the mind is doing what the mind does. But when you access inquiry, which is very natural in the human being, I think we're full of questions. You don't have to have learned something special that you never would know unless, you were lucky that it arrived, these 4 questions and turnarounds. I think they just live naturally inside human beings. Like, when you're a little kid, why is this that way? Why is this like this? Who did that? How did that get started? You're just constantly wondering. And it puts you in this kind of natural state to have a big question mark and kind of ask and answer your own questions about these conditions that look so hard. You can do this. And it starts to be more of your normal day-to-day response to whatever looks like is outside of you in the world. Just rolling along, like row your boat gently down the stream. You're just floating down the stream, noticing that when you get upset about something, it might not be entirely true. Fantastic to know that. Fantastic to know my thinking is helping me when it's stressful notice, I'm really caught up in my thoughts again. So enjoy. Let me know how it goes.